Hi, today I'm talking to Tammy Vitale from tammyvitale.com, and I'm so pleased to be able to interview her today. So, hi Tammy, how are you doing today?
Hi, Lauren. I'm great. Good to see you today.
I'm so happy to be talking to you, and in the right time zone. I got it straight today, which is a good thing. So, I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions. And the first one is, do you consider yourself to be a seeker, and what have you searched for?
I am a seeker, and what I have searched for changes and has changed over my lifetime. But it's always got something to do with truth. When I was younger, say in my 20s, it was religion. I was seeking. I was trying out different religions. And my thought was that if I read enough, I would find the one theme that kind of ran through all of them, which is basically supposed to be love. Not that I found that in all of them or any of them, but that was 20s, and then 30s. It was I was going to be, a corporate head honcho and climb the ladder, dress for success, and so I was seeking ways to do that and ran up against not even the glass ceiling, the fact that I didn't have a 4-year degree. So I started in on a 4-year degree thinking that would be my ticket. And by the time I managed, it took me 13 years to get that.
Because you probably had a family by then.
Oh, I did. I had a family, and then went through a divorce, and then got married again, and we started a business together. And I was going to school full time, and I was working full time, and the fact that I could even think about what it was that I was seeking was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So I got my undergraduate degree when I was 39. So I was hitting on 40, and then of course 40. Oh my God, I'm going to be 40. But I loved my 40s. I absolutely loved my 40s. I was, I still felt really good. I wasn't getting any of the aging stuff. I hadn't hit menopause yet. I did my master's work in my mid 40s. And what started me on that was reading Women Who Run with the Wolves and trying to figure out how she was reading what she was into those stories and how I could understand that, which got me into Jungian psychology. And then I went off into consciousness studies. And all of this is trying to figure out people and living in the world. And now I can explain it as trying to live in a world that says you should follow your heart, but doesn't give you the means to do that. So now my seeking is trying to figure out the line between making sure that I am true to myself and following my heart and doing what I came here for and still having a roof over my head and eating.
That's kind of tricky, isn't it?
It is. And I mean, it's got its good moments and its bad moments, but in the end, I think that what I'm really seeking is how to find what it is I came for this time. And I think I have a pretty good feeling for that at this point. And then I think it has to do with working with women and then how to make the space to work with other women so that they can do the same thing. And they say teach it if you need to learn it. So go.
Yeah. I think Gloria Steinem said that. At least I have that as I credit her with that quote. So it sounds like that you changed spiritually over the years, and there is a difference between religion and kind of the religion you're born into, and then as you progress through time, that often changes. And so would you say that that is true for you?
Absolutely, absolutely. I was raised Catholic, went to Catholic school from kindergarten through high school, and as it turns out, actually my undergraduate is from Trinity University in D.C., but by then it was not because it was Catholic, it was because it was the only one that was offering weekend college. They were really early on in that in the 80s, the early 80s. And yes, I have moved away from the need for having rules written down that I can follow and therefore be good to an understanding or a feeling that of connection with the earth. I have to say that that my spirituality is absolutely connected to the earth and the creatures of the earth and the plants of the earth, especially trees. I'm big on trees, and understanding it's informed by I love all chaos theory and all this stuff on quanta that comes out, because to me that's where the physical world meets spirituality. This non-local thing, and this people knowing, one quanta knows what the other's doing, and neither one of them is a particle or a wave until somebody decides what they are. You get into creating your own world and that kind of thing. So
Yeah,
yes.
I just not too long ago wrote a blog post about light being a particle in a wave, and quantum physics just fascinates me too. And I think that science and spirituality, not so much religion, are coming together. And some scientists are a little bit uncomfortable with that because it gets into kind of those woo-woo areas. But I agree that connecting with the earth and the energy of the earth has been vital to my sense of spirit and connecting to source. And I think it's really important, for us to try to live more in harmony with the earth instead of trying to destroy it. But that's a conversation for another day. So, how do you stay motivated when you get frustrated with some of these things and challenges that you've been talking about?
Well, when I was training to be a community-based organizer in the late 80s, the guy that taught me to do community-based organizing told me that if I felt frustrated, it was because of unrealistic expectations. So if I'm feeling frustrated, then I look at what I'm expecting, and often it's the expectation is that I want it this way, and therefore it needs to be this way, and therefore it's going to be this way if I, make it happen. Gonna make it happen. And
a little ego involved there.
and things don't work like that. I've finally gotten to the point where I can say, well, if I'm feeling frustrated, then it's time to kind of sit back for a minute and look at what my expectations are and look at what it is that I'm resisting, because it's usually, something happening that I wasn't in my game plan. But, you think by now I have gotten used to that. So,
well, some of us are slow studies. It takes time to figure all this stuff out. So what would you say then is your best coping technique? Is that it, or do you have some other things that you like to do to use for coping?
That's a major piece of it. And the other one that I have just discovered late last year, it took me a long time to get to this, is a daily practice. Now, back in the 90s, I was doing the three pages a day recommended by the Artist's Way, and that was a good process for me. And then I got away from it, and I have never been able to get back into it again. It's not where I am anymore. So now I work with a woman called Catherine Yarbrough, who has flowingwithchange.com online, and she has a professional membership, and that professional membership has access to something called collaborative manifestation Monday through Friday, and she changes it up. Sometimes she'll offer it 3 times a day. Right now it's just in the morning. And there's a pretty consistent, we have new people coming in, old people going out, and then a core group of people, and we average around 10 people any morning. I really, really, I love her guidance, and we all kind of check in the morning, and then we do a meditation, and she rolls our check-in into the meditation, and it helps keep me grounded and helps me to remember that what I focus on is what happens. And it helps me to keep my focus on the positive things, because when I have to say it out loud, if I'm being negative too often, I mean, not never be, but if it's been day after day after day, then I hear it, I can hear that. You can and it makes me want to change. It's like, okay, all right, you've had your 5 minutes now, onward.
Well, that's cool. I really do believe that daily practice is very important to maintaining sanity and peace of mind. The other thing I think is important is having fun. So what do you do for fun?
I sit in front of the computer. I mean, I do.
That's not work. That's fun.
That's fun. It is fun. I like being in front of the computer. I like talking to people online. I've met you and a lot of other people online that have formed friendships. I don't care what anybody says about it. You know, they are friendships. And my community is online. I'm working out to kind of broaden that community so that I have some face-to-face folks too. And I have always had my art folks. But I mean, art for me, I love making art, and it got to the point where it was drudge work. So I've been off art for almost 3 months, and I think I'm ready to start back any day now. But so art's fun when I have the space for it and my head's in the right place. And I just went out and bought some beads that I shouldn't have today. That was a no-no. I don't need any more beads. But now I have to go play with beads. So.
Yeah. Well, playing with beads sounds like fun. I bought some fabric that I was going to tear into strips and tie onto one of my rainbow trees that's fading, because Julie Daly posted a picture of a ribbon tree that was just beautiful, and so now I want to try that. I think it's fun to get outside and do some quirky things. Well, I want to thank you, Tammy, from TammyVitale.com, for talking with me today, and I really appreciate hearing from you and learning a little bit more about you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate that. Good talking with you.